sun will always come again, and it's a circle.
Keep your head up. That's Andy Grammer here on Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's doing great. I wanted to do the show just because, one, I sort of talked about this briefly with Agnes when we did our recording, and I will be completely totally honest with each and every one of you out there. This topic is the single reason why I do this channel. This concept and passing this along, and if I can even help one person do this, then it's truly worth it to me. Now, granted, I've helped a number of people do this, certainly prior to doing YouTube, but now here's an opportunity for me to kind of do it on a grander scale. So it's something I'm going to cover from time to time because it is really important. And on top of that, the best part, it explains why doubts are so strong. They're so loud. The doubt's just like blah, 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 and you can't ignore it sometimes. This is part of it, and I want you to kind of understand the deeper psychology behind it to a degree. I'm not a psychologist, mind you, but the deeper reasons why this is so tricky. To give yourself a little faith is basically faith and patience. That's what that word was. But yes, it'll give you a little bit of that to try to help get you through these slightly challenging times as you start to get better and better at getting the doubt to subside. If we can understand why it's there and what's causing it, then it's a lot easier to deal with. And frankly, it's a lot easier to love the fact that we're having these moments. Because again, kind of like the obstacle thing I mentioned yesterday, on yesterday's show, this morning's show technically, that obstacle is a chance to improve yourself. This is an area that you need a little help. And once you get this kind of resolved and rolling along smoothly, that's one less thing you got to deal with. And frankly, when you get the doubt out of the way, your entire concept of manifesting gets significantly better. So, why is doubt so strong? Why is this mind chatter so tough for so many of us? Now, what I really want to go back, and this is important. Now, I can speak primarily to the, quote, Western countries. I know they're affected much the same as we are. India, I can't necessarily speak to totally, but I think it's probably similar. Long story short, I think any heavily commercialized country that's out there right now is probably experiencing this and certainly teaching their people. Now, there are cultural versions of this too, and I think that's aspects in places that where, like I said, where culture or maybe really strong religious beliefs come into play, then that's going to play a part. But I'm kind of speaking more to the advertisements at the moment. We're constantly bombarded with TV, with different advertisements, billboards, when we drive, stuff on the radio. They're everywhere, right? And advertisements, what are they basically designed to do? What is an advertisement meant to do? It's meant to make you want to buy something, isn't it? Now, if you had everything you needed right now, would you have any need to buy anything? If everything within you was perfect right now, would you need any services? Would you need to buy anything? The answer is going to be no. So what we are constantly bombarded with through, again, media, TV, radio, even some of the ads on YouTube, I mean, all of this stuff for the most part, actually YouTube is a little different, it seems, only in that some of the advertisements seem to actually be very geared towards stuff that maybe you've looked for on the web or maybe different videos you've watched, and they seem to try to match you up with advertisements that are in line with that. But whatever the case is, even the ones I see that are law of attraction and all that, they're still, and another one for me is weight watching, like weightlifter guys losing belly fat and that kind of crap, because, you know, I'm a slightly older guy and I lost some weight recently, and that was like a big deal to me. So I watched a few of those videos. So again, all these advertisements are, we're not good enough, right? I'm not skinny enough. I'm not muscular enough. I'm not pretty enough or handsome enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not, my skin's not clear enough. My makeup is inferior. It's too hard to wash off and it causes problems with my skin. My clothes aren't good enough. Nothing about me is okay when you look at these advertisements. God forbid you get one of those pharmaceutical ones, right? Your health is so horrible that if you don't take this pill that's got all sorts of horrible side effects, you're going to die, or you're going to be fat, or you're going to have itchy, watery eyes. I mean, some of the stuff that, to me, it's like a laundry list of things that are horrible side effects, but it gets rid of this like little problem, right? Like, it's one thing if it cures cancer, but I might have diarrhea. All right, well that's fine. I can live with that. But it's like, sometimes it's like, I got a skin rash. Oh, well, you could have diarrhea. It may make your eyes pus out of your head. It's like, whoa, that's way worse than what I was dealing with. So one of the key huge problems is we are constantly reminded we're not good enough. And what that means is we're constantly self-evaluating. We're constantly looking at ourselves going, what am I doing wrong? I must be doing something wrong because I'm constantly told that I am. So this is one of the reasons why so many times we try to really push down that concept of positive thinking. A lot of times people are they choose to treat positive thinking as a woo-woo term. And I mean woo-woo in that it's like, it's magic. It's not real. It's supernatural. It's airy-fairy. It's what all those crazy hippies are saying. It's no one wants to give credit where credit is due. And as we know from law of attraction, people, right? You know that what we study, what we think, what we say, and what we do is what we manifest. So if we're thinking more positively, it just goes to follow that we would likely experience more positive adventures, more positive experiences, more positive things in our life. What we push out is what's coming back. What we resonate at is what we're attracting to ourselves. But you're led to believe by maybe friends that you've talked to, by people that know everything under the sun, that went to college for years and years and years, and this positive thinking stuff's a bunch of crud. First off, talk to any very successful business person, and they will basically, if they don't tell you positive thinking makes a difference, when you listen to them talk, you will get the sense from them that they never gave up, that they never took no for an answer. So whatever the case is, positive thinking works, and it's proven countless times. But when you try to tell somebody, hey, just be more positive, man, then all of a sudden, now you're woo-woo, now you're crazy, now you're not. Okay, so this is why Agnes and I frequently talk about self-love, how important that concept is, because, again, we're constantly told we're not good enough. I know I chopped out there somewhere, guys. The video broke up on me, and I'm not re-recording. I've done way too much audio on this one. So anyway, we're going to keep moving along through this. I'm sorry for however much video you guys lost. So anyways, we are told that positive thinking is woo-woo. It's not going to help us any. So that's not necessarily a benefit anymore to our experience, right? So one of our key developments spiritually, and this is why this is so important to me, as far as my spiritual path, as far as what I think I'm here to do on this planet, is trying to get people to understand that your thoughts control your reality. That by the power of controlling your thinking and your perception and your energy can actually create these outcomes that you want in your life. By believing in yourself, by thinking that anything's possible, by accepting that you're fine as is, you are able to move forward and not constantly doubt everything about yourself, because you are good enough. You are great enough. You make a big enough difference in life. You affect other people, especially being on the cutting edge, on the front edge, if you will, the leading edge, they call it. For a lot of society right now, you're the teachers of teachers, as I've frequently said before. You're the ones that are going to help other people, not by what you say, by what you do, by how you behave, by the way you carry yourself, by the energy you radiate. That is what will be attractive to people, not just your specific person, but people, everyone. Even that random customer that you bump into at the Mervyn's, or they don't even have Mervyn's anymore, at the, I don't know, name Ross, name Penny, I don't even know. I don't even shop. I go to Amazon. First in line on my computer. Macy's. I don't know. All these places seem to be closing down. There's not even stores anymore, but whatever. Some brick and mortar place, right? You go online, coffee shop. Let's use that because I know those exist, right? People are going to pick up on that feeling, that vibe, that energy that you're giving off. So as we start to make progress and kind of turning off the TV, turning off what we're seeing, and actually starting to kind of feed our own energy, be it maybe with YouTube videos like Agnes and myself or other people that are doing positive things that are going to leave you kind of feeling more happy in the end, more fulfilled, more like, yeah, I do have control over this. Then spend more time with that. If you're spending more time maybe around people that don't believe you're good enough, that's not helping you. It's your choice. Or maybe your spiritual belief or religious belief or whatever might kind of have you believing that you're inferior. I don't want to step on anyone's spiritual beliefs or toes, but I generally am not fond of anything that's more restrictive about who you are or who you can be. I'm very into you can be anything you want to be. So whatever you want to believe there, completely your case, your thing. What's also really important to cover, and we don't have a whole lot longer I'm going to go on this, but what's really, really, really important is paying attention to your feelings. Your feelings are your indications as to where you need to go or how right of a path you're on right now. Your feelings are your soul. Your feelings are your higher self. Your feelings are what are good to listen to. Don't let them rule you, but listen to them. If something's bothering you, embrace it, deal with it, look at it. What is it that's bothering me? If something feels good, awesome. Keep doing what you're doing because you're on the right track. That's your soul going, good job, right? And if it's something that doesn't feel good, then yes, embrace it. Don't try to resist it. We've talked before. What you push away is coming right back at you. What you resist persists. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Hug it. Love it. Take a moment and look at it and go, okay, I see what you're saying. I get it. And here's why this isn't true. And this is where you need to work through your own things. If something's bothering you, if you've some place where you don't feel good enough, you need to understand for yourself, from your own vantage point, what is it about this that's bothering me? Let's look at that. Let's look at it closely. And if it's negative in any way, shape, or form, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not true. It doesn't have to be anyways. And you can overcome whatever it is. And that is the kind of thinking that you need to get when you're having these moments of doubts. Grab the doubt, grab it, look at it, and go, I see you. I see you. And then, I love you. Because now we can deal with it. When you're trying to push it away, when you're trying to, no! It just keeps coming more and more. In fact, it'll come back twice as hard next time. Don't fight it, embrace it, let it be. And the last really key points to this whole trying to work through the doubt stuff. Be kind to other people. What you send out is what's coming back to you. If it's your specific person and they've frustrated you and they've made you angry, and now you're back to them, that's coming back to you. Why does this keep happening? I don't know, but if you're not being kind to others a majority of the time, that's part of it. I don't care what your reasoning is. It doesn't matter. We are all doing our best. Even your person that's frustrated you. They're trying to do their own best. And people have bad days. You have bad days. I have bad days. We all have bad days. We don't know all the details that are going into it. This could be someone you know like your own parent, and you still don't know everything that's going on inside their heads. You don't know what struggles they're having. You don't know that maybe the person that they just talked to prior to you, they just hung up the phone and then walked and saw you, and that person just called them a horrible name, or it was their girlfriend and they got in a horrible fight. You don't know. Just be kind to people, because ultimately what we're pushing out is coming back for sure. That is how it works. What you do to the least of me, you do to myself. Many masters have said similar things. Be good to others, and good does start to come back to you. And almost most important, be good to yourself. Give yourself credit. Pat yourself on the back. Look, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again in a month. Look at all the things that you've gone through and accomplished in the past 6 months. In the past 3 months, in the past year, depends how far into this you are, in the past 3 years. Look at all that you have accomplished. Look at how far you've come just since you've started the law of attraction stuff. I don't care if you've been doing it for a week. I don't care if you've been doing it for a year. Look back to when you started doing it and notice how far you've come. It's not here right. I know. It's okay. It's coming. Stop focusing on the right now. Stop having all these doubts. Work on the doubts. Work on the doubts. It's okay. You're allowed to have doubts. And maybe today you had 50 doubts. And after now, you're paying attention. Maybe tomorrow you have 50 doubts again. But you caught 3 of them and sort of spun them into a positive. All right, that's like 47 doubts. That's an improvement. Maybe the very next day, you're down to 42 doubts. Maybe a month from now, you're down to 12 a day. Significantly better. Still quite a few. That's 12 times a day that you're like, ah. But eventually, those numbers of doubts might be 2-3 times a week. Maybe once a month. Keep working on it. Keep allowing yourself to work through these. These are the obstacles that we're working through. All these moments that are causing you doubt, pay attention to them. There's something there. There's something there that needs love, needs healing. You need to remind yourself that, yes, I am good enough. Something. That's why it's showing up. Doubts don't show up when everything's good. Doubts don't show up when you're, I don't even know. I don't even know what a good place is like, when you start having fear is one thing. That's not really doubts in my mind. That's fear. That's like I'm about to hop on an airplane and I'm scared of flying. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay, well, that's not really doubts per se. That's just fear, outright fear. I'm fearful maybe of even meeting my specific person after not seeing her for a while. Those are healthier kinds of things. Doubt is self-worth issues where I'm not good enough. Again, marketing. We're constantly told we're not good enough. You are good enough. You're more than good enough. In fact, you're awesome. And you're one of the leaders of many that are going to follow behind you. You're the leader by example. You're the leader by energy. Give yourself the chance, but understand these doubts are key and pivotal and are so worth looking at and spending a little time with. Because once you finally dig into what's causing them, it goes away. And that is what this is all about. Limiting doubt. You're not going to have 0 doubt tomorrow. And if you resist it again, it comes back harder. You're not going to, if you had a bunch of doubt today, you're not having 0 doubt tomorrow. You're not going to have 0 doubt a week from now. Don't look at it like that. Try to have less doubt tomorrow. Try to have less doubt the next day and less doubt the next day. And eventually, you'll be surprised. There will be next to no doubt, and you'll probably already be with your significant person because the doubt's the handbrake. The doubt's what keeps slowing you down. Give it a chance. Grow with it. But most importantly, love yourself as much as you possibly can and work on these things when they pop up, when you see them, when it's there in your face. And you can do something with it when that's the case. It's beautiful, and that's why they're there. That's part of it. This is part of our life process, learning to control our thoughts. That is why I am doing what I'm doing. By doing that, you are empowered beyond belief. Compared to most everybody else who puts their power outside of themselves, when you start to own your thoughts, the power is now within you. And I've done my job. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this makes a difference.